Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 7 of the November daily draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Ellen Dugan's Witch's Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Things can change. Change is constant. Things are ever turning and moving forward. And how do we respond to that change? It may be change we welcome. It may be change that we don't like. Change is inevitable with the turning of the wheel. How do we change with it? How do we adapt to the situations that move forward? How do we respond to situations beyond our control when we feel that we're at the center of the wheel that turns? We don't turn it, but it turns around us. And we ask ourselves, how do we respond to this? How do we work with these changes? How do we make the best of these changes? And how can we change for the better in the midst of these changes? That's what I believe this card is asking us to think about. And it's advising us that change does come. As I said, sometimes it's change that we welcome, sometimes it's change we're not sure about, and sometimes it's change that we don't like, but that's the movement of things around us. And at the end of the day, there are only certain limited things that we can influence, that we can choose. The only thing that we have ultimate control over is how we respond to that change that is occurring around us. That's the question. We are in the midst of it. We are always in the midst of change, things and events moving forward in different ways, of different kinds, of different nature. And if that change is occurring with or without us, the only thing that really we can respond with is the energy we bring to those changing circumstances, to those changes. What do we do in response? And that can have an effect on the change itself, depending how widespread the change is, of course, and what scale we're talking about. But how that change affects us and how we respond can, in time, have an influence on how the wheel turns in forward. because those changing times will change again as the wheel begins to turn. And how we respond now may influence the change that occurs in the future. It may not stop the change that is happening in the here and now, or that we're on the threshold of. It may not be how that we might not be able to actually influence that change as much, but how we respond to that current or imminent change, and how we work through that changing process can influence how the wheel turns after that. So, as individuals, the best way that we can react is to work out the best way to react. Because that's the main thing that we have a say over. Okay, that's our decision, and no one can take that from us. Now, how our reaction is taken by others, and whether it's how they respond to that, it is up to them. But we can at least choose to react how we want to, how we feel we need to react, and see what happens. So I think the card is saying, be ready for change, but be ready to know what your response is to that change. That's what the message is there. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. The Elder. Get some elder wisdom. And if you have that elder wisdom, then use that wisdom to know. But remember, the thing here says move beyond ancestral patterns. Things have moved on since the time of our ancestors. The way we respond maybe have to be different to the past. We need to move beyond that. And to do that, we have to respond to what's happening now with the wisdom from the elders, from the ancestors, from the lessons they learnt during their time. But we need to find a way to apply it to the world that we live in now in order to react properly to the change at hand. And that is the message for today. Okay, that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 8. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.